Well, hello, my dear friends. Justyn Smith here with a Heart for Revival. And today we're looking at Philippians 1:16, which piggybacks off of Philippians 1:15. So if you have not taken the time to listen to the last broadcast, I challenge you to do so first to give a little background as to what we're jumping into. Today's topic and title is The Power of a Shared Purpose. And in today's challenge from Philippians 1:16, we read, "The one preach Christ of contention, not sincerely, supposing to add affliction to my bonds." Listen, Paul continues his reflection on people preaching Christ. But here he highlights a challenging reality. Some serve Christ with ulterior motives, hoping to cause harm or stress to somebody else. So, even in difficult circumstances, the gospel continues to grow and go, and that's what we rejoice in. Today's challenge is about keeping perspective when others act selfishly, or cause difficulty. So, as I consider this, do you have somebody in your life who's causing you difficulties or acting selfishly when you are trying to preach the gospel? Paul could relate with that. And in the breakdown of this verse, notice what Paul says. The one preach Christ of contention. This person's motives is rivalry or conflict. They want to create tension. Then the rest of the verse says, not sincerely, supposing to add affliction to my bonds. Even here, Paul's response is remarkable. He doesn't react in anger. Get that. He doesn't react in despair. Get that, please. He sees that God can use every circumstance, even those meant for harm, for His purpose. This teaches us that intentions may differ, but God's plan is ultimately sovereign. He is in control. There's nothing that goes above His head. He is in control. He knows all, and He will be there for you. Check your responses and appreciate and rejoice when somebody is preaching Christ, even if they're doing it out of contention or trying to make a situation more tense. So here's the challenge. Step 1. Don't take motives personally. Not everyone who interacts with you has pure intentions. And you need to realize this, especially in the social media age, when people will be willing to say some things and will say some things that they would never say in person. But, they're thinking it, even if they don't say it. And even if they would say it in person, please don't take their motives personally. Focus on God's mission. Don't focus on human agendas to overthrow the kingdoms of men or the service of men. So step 1, don't take motives personally. Step 2, respond with grace. And certainly Paul would teach us this throughout the course of his ministry. Even when someone's actions feel harmful toward you, please resist resentment. Resentment will never help you. It will only hurt you. Let God's love guide your response. Forgive them, keeping your heart aligned with His. And that's the best that you can do. You can't control somebody's actions or reactions. And if they're full of strife, if they're full of contentions, they will have repercussions because of their decisions. Just make sure that you're responding in the correct way. So don't take motives personally. Respond with grace. And then step 3, look for God's purpose. Now, you may not always be able to find it or see it, but ask this question. How can God use this situation? Even the tension or the challenge, how can He use it for His good? It's very Joseph-like, right? To be able to respond like this or to see it one day. You might not understand it now in your affliction or in people causing you harm with the motives that they have, the tension, the conflict, the anger, but you can look for God's purpose. You can seek to find it. And like Paul, you can trust that difficulty can advance the gospel and even strengthen your character. And you want that, right? You want the gospel to be advanced, and you want your character to be strengthened. You want to move on for the glory of God. So let me read you the verse again as we are talking about the power of a shared purpose. Philippians 1:16 says, The one preached Christ of contention, not sincerely, supposing to add affliction to my bonds. Now we focused a little bit more on the contention than the not sincerely part, but as we look at the closing encouragement and remarks, this verse reminds us that God is bigger than human motives. Even when others act selfishly or cause stress, or when they're not sincere about what they are ministering or how they are ministering. Listen, God can redirect their actions for good for the gospel of Jesus Christ. Your faithfulness can shine through adversity. Your focus on Christ ensures that nothing is wasted. So the challenge is very clear. Keep perspective when motives aren't pure. Respond with grace and not with resentment. Trust God to work through every circumstance, even the hard ones. And today, let God turn challenges and contention or the lack of sincerity into growth and gospel impact. Take the challenge. Keep your heart Christ-centered no matter what others intend, no matter what their motives are. This is the power of a shared purpose, and our shared purpose is most certainly the gospel of Jesus Christ being advanced, being preached for the glory of God. The best thing you could do is handle your response to others just like Paul and rejoice that Christ is preached. And we'll be dealing with more of that in the coming verses, which I hope and pray that you'll be able to join us in. And most of all, if you do not know Jesus as your Savior, I pray that you would not allow someone's contention when they've been preaching or someone not being sincere when they preach. I pray that you would not allow that to be an excuse or a reason why you would not receive the gospel. May you understand the gospel supersedes all of that, and God's glory is to be that which you seek. Do you know Jesus as Savior? Seek Him today. If you do, seek to live in His praise, in His honor, and for His glory, responding with the correct motives and not the incorrect ones. And if you know somebody who is kind of responding with the incorrect motives and not serving correctly, please forgive them and please move on, rejoicing if Christ is preached. My dear friend, thank you for clicking play. I wish you a very blessed day.